How's it going, YouTube? My name is Vexler, and thank you all for tuning back into this week's edition of the Destiny Weekly Recap, where we are going to be covering everything that's happened of importance within the last week of Destiny. This week, we are going to be covering July 14th through July 21st. We've got some big news when it comes to Destiny Beyond Light, as well as some news on the Grandmaster Nightfalls and some of the retooling of the reward structure for that activity. These are recorded live at twitch.tv/Vexler, so feel free to check me out on twitch.tv/Vexler if you want to go check out the live recorded sessions there. These are aimed at an audience who do not know that much about the game, or they're kind of wanting to stay in the weekly loop about what's going on. It's also kind of tailored to those who maybe do not have the game or interested in it, and they're kind of just wanting to, get, I guess, embodied in the world of Destiny and know, what's going on in the world, what's new, what's old, what's coming soon. So that's kind of what these videos are aimed towards. And like I said, this one we're going to be focusing on the Beyond Light expansion as well as the Grandmaster development. So we're going to start with the largest news first, because around here bigger is better. The big announcement for Destiny 2 Beyond Light, which I did cover in this video, but I will give some brief commentary and analysis here, is that Season 11 is going to be extended to November 1st when the Beyond Light expansion is now being released. It was originally going to be released in September 22nd of this year, but due to COVID as well as numerous things that Bungie's dealing with right now, they're going to be pushing it back to November the 10th, and I've got some thoughts about that. It is giving Bungie an extra month and a half of extra content development time, refinement time, bug fix time, which I think is overall a good thing. I would say that overall the community is okay with this and pretty understanding. As I stated, Bungie has not been in the office since early March due to COVID and likely will not be going back anytime soon. I think that they can make the request of an extra month of development time to make sure that they stick the landing with this expansion, considering that it has been under development mostly from Bungie working from home, which they are not accustomed to, as well as the fact that this expansion does need to stick a perfect 10 out of 10 landing, in my opinion, being that it is the first time Bungie is going beyond the anticipated plan or the anticipated life expectancy for one of their games. Bungie is doing a few things that are going to be, I guess, kind of softening the blow of moving this expansion back a whole month and a half, because there are repercussions when you do this. The most evident repercussion is that now they have an extra month of time that they must account for and fill in order to keep the player base, sated and feeling like there's stuff to do and they're not just being, just cucked and there's no content to do for a month and a half. So Thursday's announcements was accompanied with a new updated Season 11 calendar, which includes a few new things and a few revisions. So the calendar has updated timelines for the Moments of Triumph activity, which is now going to run all the way until November 10th when the Beyond Light expansion hits, so you're getting an extra month of grinding and raid farming. They also added the Festival of the Lost activity on the month of October, and they will most likely have another grind for the cosmetic items. So Festival of the Lost, for those of you who do not know, is a Halloween-themed event, so you're going to have costumes, you may have some cosmetic items as well. In the past few years, Bungie has hid some armor sets as well as some pretty unique weapons that you can only get during these events, so make sure that if you are active and playable and you can play the game in October, try to get maybe the weapon, maybe the armor set, whatever they're offering you. This Festival of the Lost usually has some pretty cool things to get. The next news on the list talks about the Grandmaster Nightfall reward structure. So basically, ever since that Grandmaster Nightfalls have kind of come out, they have had not necessarily the best reward structure and incentivization to go run the content. They offer a higher chance of masterwork materials, they offer a higher chance of exotics. However, they are the absolute hardest, most difficult content in the game in terms of power level between you and the enemies, and the highest amount of disadvantages that Bungie throws at the players. And the reward structure is just a higher chance of exotics and a higher chance of masterwork material. In my opinion, that's not enough. There is a title that you can get for running every Grandmaster Nightfall and completing them, but again, that's realistically the only different thing from running this from anything else is that you get a title. It's got a little bit of a higher chance for exotics. It is higher than Master Nightfall, so Grandmaster does have a higher chance than the Master Nightfalls, but again, Bungie does not give us numbers in this scenario. Higher could mean 50%, or it could mean 5%, and they could still say higher. Other than that, it's an unnoticeable increase. I think that we need more of a reason to run them. I thought that, and Bungie kind of agreed as well. they have increased the Masterwork material drop rate for Grandmaster Nightfall. So this is coming directly off of Bungie's weekly blog post. I've got actually a screenshot of what they changed. First bullet point, they're giving you more material, so you're going to get more of the enhancement prisms. You're going to get more of the ascendant shards used for masterworking your armor, which is excellent. I think that, you know, if they're going to make masterworking such a big deal and make the Armor 2.0 system such a big deal, you know, if you want to put more mods, you need more of this masterworking material. So I think that they mean to make more steady, reliable streams of this currency. And if you're going to make the hardest content in the game worth running, it needs to throw some more of this currency in your face than it has been. Grandmaster Nightfall completion is being granted the champion medal system the same way that all the other Nightfalls have. So essentially you're going to get a platinum, a gold, or a silver medal based on how many champions you kill in the activity. So if you kill every single champion, you're going to get a platinum score at the end of the activity. The platinum reward now guarantees 1 ascendant shard, and you have a small chance at an additional ascendant shard. So keep in mind, this is just for the platinum medal. This is not including the drop chances the strike just normally has for giving you one. So you're getting a guaranteed one ascendant shard. You're also going to get a small chance and an additional shard, and then you have the normal chances from just running the strike. So you could possibly come out with 3 ascendant shards from one of these Grandmaster Platinum strikes if you do the platinum. And on top of the guaranteed single ascendant shard, you're also guaranteed 4 enhancement prisms with a small chance at 1 to 2 additional ones. So you're possibly looking to come out of a platinum Grandmaster with 3 golf balls, and honestly you could probably get anywhere from 5 to 8 enhancement prisms if you are really lucky and you hit the platinum status. So that's definitely a little bit better incentive to run them. However, you know, you can run a Master Nightfall in half or a third of the time of the Grandmaster, so you know they may have to make more revisions and changes eventually. The gold completion gives you 2 enhancement prisms guaranteed, and then you have a small chance at getting 2 additional ones, so you could walk anywhere from 2 to probably 5 or 6 enhancement prisms with the gold status. And then the silver level has a small chance at 2 enhancement prisms, so you're going to get, you know, the normal chances for the ascendant shards, you're going to get the normal chances for the enhancement prisms, and then you're going to get the silver status, which is just another small chance at enhancement prisms. So the guaranteed ascendant shard for platinum is nice. The original launch of these Nightfalls, you know, did see people just going invisible and running past the enemies, running past the champions, because it was not worth going back and doing. The completion of the strike was enough to get the rewards. Now, they are increasing the amount of materials and rewards we get depending on the amount of champions we kill, which hopefully will add some more incentive to properly run the strikes the way they're meant to run. And in terms of other things that happened this week, a little bit of a lore tidbit. The Darkness and Eris Morn right now are communicating to one another. And the Darkness is kind of, you know, telling Eris stories and talking about, you know, what it wants to do to the system of Sol where we live at. And the Darkness this week was asking us about the concept of winter, the season winter. And it was asking Eris Morn why us Guardians and us human beings don't consider winter evil, when it has all of the same kind of qualities that the Darkness has. So winter is, it comes over, it kind of washes everything in a dark, cold dampness, and it even kills a lot of the plant life, it kills some wildlife. But we don't think of winter as evil. We think of winter as just something that happens. And the Darkness wants to know, why do we think of just winter as not evil, but we may think of the Darkness is evil? So I'm thinking the Darkness is trying to draw a comparison between it and winter, almost like it is just something that comes that we, you know, shouldn't fear or try to fight, because it's just part of the natural order of things. So I don't really throw many lore tidbits into these, but I thought that was a really cool concept to think of the Darkness as not necessarily an entity, but just like a force of nature. Is how the Darkness and Eris are kind of communicating right now. So I thought that was pretty cool, so I figured I'd throw it in there. But in terms of, you know, everything else that we've got to talk about, we've got the big announcement for Destiny 2 Be Online happening on November 10th. We've also got the updated season calendar reflecting the Moments of Triumph changes, reflecting the Festival of the Lost that's now active in October. We've also got the Grandmaster Nightfalls that have been going through some loot revisions, so you're going to get more enhancement prisms, more ascendant shards, and you may even get some higher chances in exotics that normal. It doesn't say in here that they're doing anything with exotics mainly, but they are pretty much focusing on the masterworking material as the main incentive for this. And then you've also got the little lore nut that I threw in there about the darkness comparing itself to winter. Not directly, but I'm pretty sure that's what the comparison it's making is. So that's about everything we've got going on for Destiny. I am really excited for the Grandmaster Nightfalls that are going to be coming out tomorrow. Hoping to get the Conqueror title this season, if it's still Conqueror, for running all the strikes on Grandmaster. But that's all for me, guys, for this week. This has been the weekly recap for the week of July 14th, and I hope I see you all in the next recap next week, as well as in all the other Destiny content that I've got coming to the channel. Until then, bye, guys.